Metroid Prime 3 Corruption is a game where you play as a space bounty hunter named Samus. In this game, you explore different planets and fight space creatures using a variety of weapons and abilities. The game is a first-person shooter, which means you see the world through Samus' eyes and shoot enemies with your weapons. One reason why Metroid Prime 3 Corruption is considered a thought-provoking shooting game is because it has a deep storyline that makes you think about the consequences of your actions. The game introduces a new feature where Samus' suit becomes corrupted, which affects her abilities and forces her to make difficult choices throughout the game. Additionally, the game uses motion controls to make the shooting experience feel more immersive and realistic. This means that you can aim and shoot with your Wii remote, making the game feel more interactive. Overall, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption is a thrilling and thought-provoking shooting game that will keep you engaged for hours. It's an excellent addition to the list of the 10 thought-provoking shooting games on Nintendo Wii due to its engaging storyline, motion controls, and immersive gameplay. Red Steel 2 is a shooting game for the Nintendo Wii that takes place in a fictional world of samurais and gunslingers. The player assumes the role of a lone swordsman who is on a mission to save his clan from a powerful and treacherous enemy. The game features a unique control system that allows players to use the Wii Remote and Nunchuck to perform a variety of sword attacks and gunplay maneuvers. This control system gives players a greater sense of immersion and control over their character's actions. Red Steel 2 is considered one of the most thought-provoking shooting games on the Nintendo Wii because it combines elements of traditional samurai and Western genres with modern-day technology. The game's storyline also incorporates themes of honor, betrayal, and redemption, which adds an emotional depth to the gameplay experience. In addition, the game's visual design and music create a vivid and immersive world that draws players into the game's story and setting. Overall, Red Steel 2 is a compelling and thought-provoking shooting game that offers a unique blend of action, adventure, and storytelling that will keep players engaged from start to finish. The Conduit is a shooting game for the Nintendo Wii that takes place in a future world where aliens have invaded Earth. In the game, you play as a secret agent named Michael Ford who works for a government agency called the Trust. Your mission is to stop the aliens and uncover a conspiracy within the Trust. What sets the Conduit apart from other shooting games is its thought-provoking storyline. As you progress through the game, you'll encounter twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. The game also features a unique weapon customization system that allows you to create your own guns with different abilities. Overall, The Conduit is one of the 10 thought-provoking shooting games on the Nintendo Wii because it combines thrilling gameplay with a deep and complex story. It challenges players to think critically and make tough decisions as they navigate a world filled with danger and intrigue. Mad World is a violent video game in which you play as a character named Jack, who is forced to participate in a deadly game show called Death Watch. The game is set in a black-and-white comic book-style world, with blood being the only color visible. Jack uses a variety of weapons to brutally defeat his opponents, including his fists, chainsaws, and tires. The game is considered thought-provoking because it explores themes of violence, entertainment, and the morality of killing for sport. The game's over-the-top violence and satirical commentary on modern society have made it a cult classic and one of the 10 thought-provoking shooting games on the Nintendo Wii. Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition is a shooting game available on the Nintendo Wii console. The game is set in a rural village in Spain, where the player takes control of Leon S. Kennedy, a government agent who is tasked with rescuing the president's daughter, Ashley Graham, from a group of kidnappers. The game features a third-person shooting gameplay, where the player must use various weapons and strategies to defeat enemies and progress through the levels. The game is considered one of the 10 thought-provoking shooting games on Nintendo Wii because of its intense and immersive gameplay, which requires the player to think critically and strategically in order to survive. The game also features a compelling storyline, with twists and turns that keep the player engaged throughout the game. Additionally, the game's controls are optimized for the Wii console, allowing for intuitive and responsive gameplay that adds to the overall experience. Overall, Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition is a must-play for fans of shooting games and is a shining example of the genre on the Nintendo Wii console. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reflex Edition is a shooting game that can be played on the Nintendo Wii console. The game involves players taking on the role of soldiers on various missions around the world. The game features both a single-player mode and a multiplayer mode where players can battle against each other online. The game's graphics and sound effects are of high quality, creating an immersive experience for players. The game is considered one of the 10 thought-provoking shooting games on the Nintendo Wii because it challenges players to think strategically when completing missions and engaging in battles. The game also deals with mature themes such as war, terrorism, and the consequences of military actions. The game's narrative and character development also add depth and complexity to the gameplay. Overall, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reflex Edition offers an engaging and thought-provoking shooting experience for players on the Nintendo Wii. Ghost Squad is a video game where you play as a member of an elite special forces unit called the Ghost Squad. Your job is to rescue hostages, disarm bombs, and take down bad guys using your guns and quick reflexes. What makes Ghost Squad thought-provoking is its different game modes, such as arcade, training, and multiplayer. The arcade mode has different missions that require you to think and act quickly. The training mode helps you improve your skills with different challenges. The multiplayer mode lets you work with other players online to complete missions. Ghost Squad also has a unique feature called the GunCon 3, which is a gun-shaped controller that makes the game feel more realistic. The game also has multiple endings, which depend on the choices you make during the game. Overall, Ghost Squad is a thought-provoking shooting game because it requires you to think strategically while shooting bad guys and completing missions. Its different game modes and unique features make it one of the best shooting games on the Nintendo Wii. House of the Dead Overkill is a horror-themed first-person shooter game for the Nintendo Wii console. The game follows the story of two detectives, Isaac Washington and G, as they investigate a series of gruesome murders in a town overrun by zombies. The game is known for its over-the-top violence, humor, and grindhouse-style presentation. The game features a variety of weapons, including handguns, shotguns, and grenades, which are used to take down waves of undead enemies. As players progress through the game, they will encounter increasingly difficult challenges and boss battles. House of the Dead Overkill is considered one of the 10 thought-provoking shooting games on Nintendo Wii because of its unique blend of horror and humor. The game's presentation and storyline are inspired by classic grindhouse films, giving it a distinctive and memorable style. The gameplay is also highly engaging, with challenging levels and satisfying gunplay. Overall, House of the Dead Overkill is a must-play game for fans of the shooting genre on the Nintendo Wii. Sin and Punishment: Star Successor is a sci-fi shooting game on the Nintendo Wii console. The game has a unique combination of on-rails shooting gameplay and fast-paced action. Players take on the roles of Issa and Kachi, two heroes who must protect the planet from an evil force known as the Nebulox. The game is set in a futuristic world where players use a variety of weapons and abilities to fight off hordes of enemies. What makes Sin and Punishment: Star Successor one of the 10 thought-provoking shooting games on Nintendo Wii is its challenging gameplay, which requires players to think strategically and react quickly to different situations. The game also has a compelling story with complex characters and themes of morality and redemption. The visuals and sound design are also top-notch, creating an immersive and memorable experience for players. Overall, Sin and Punishment: Star Successor is a must-play game for fans of the shooting genre and those looking for a unique and engaging gaming experience on the Nintendo Wii. Dead Space Extraction is a video game for the Nintendo Wii console. It is a shooting game that takes place in outer space, where players control a group of survivors fighting against an alien infestation. The game is set before the events of the first Dead Space game and follows the story of several characters as they try to escape from the doomed Aegis 7 mining colony. One reason why Dead Space Extraction is considered one of the 10 thought-provoking shooting games on the Nintendo Wii is because it has a compelling and well-written storyline that explores themes of survival, sacrifice, and betrayal. The game also features a unique gameplay mechanic where players use the Wii Remote to aim and shoot their weapons, which adds a level of immersion and intensity to the gameplay. In addition, the game's graphics and sound design are top-notch, creating a tense and eerie atmosphere that adds to the overall experience. Overall, Dead Space Extraction is an excellent shooting game for the Nintendo Wii that combines thrilling gameplay with a well-crafted storyline to create a truly unforgettable experience.